Today I've got multiple tips and tricks for battling Darklings and Dark Forts that are going to get you more loot. Like the very first thing I'm going to tell you about, how you can get 100% damage, the highest loot tier possible, every single time you battle a Darkling Fort. Stick around in this video for the things you need to know to get more experience starting right now. Hello my friends and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, and in this video I want to give you a number of tips, tricks, and sort of hacks for gaining lots of experience onto your heroes in Call of Dragons. Because yes, every single season you need to level up your heroes all over again. And I don't know that I want to really open up the can of worms there because some people get really upset about that. But I will point out that the fact that everybody has to level up means also whales aren't rolling in with a zillion troops and a zillion level 60 heroes. They also have to level up, which means their firepower is definitely lowered at the start of a season, which is the upside. But let's talk about how you actually get more experience and get into this first hack. The first hack is for Darkling Forts, and you can get 100% of the damage every time, which puts you at the highest loot tier 10. Now, loot on a Darkling Fort is random, and if you haven't ever participated in a Darkling Fort rally, here is a Darkling Fort, you smash the rally button, and boom, you can actually rally this thing yourself. You're going to pick which commanders are going to run the rally, and then other people from your alliance can join the rally. Alternatively, somebody else from your alliance could run the rally, and you could join up with it. But if you are running the rally yourself, you can do something interesting, which is that you can go into your rally center right over here, and you can kick people out of your rally. Now, if you want to get 100% damage guaranteed and tier 10 loot every single time, what you do, and I'll flash up on the screen when I've done this in the past, is you kick the person out of the rally after the rally leaves your city. So you need to let your alliance members know, like, hey, I'm going to do this thing. Hope you don't mind sort of standing around for a while. And if they don't mind, they join your rally. The rally leaves your city. The second it leaves your city, you kick them out before they actually get to the Darkling Fort. It will not consume any of their command points because they didn't participate in the combat against the fort. And bada boom, baby. You get 100% damage, assuming you actually can beat the fort, which, if you click on the fort, it's going to tell you what you need to beat it. Right now, a level 2 fort's really easy. Recommended units for a rally attack. 30,000 level 1s in Season 1. Okay, very achievable, right? So this is a very interesting trick because it gives you the highest loot tier. Now, the loot is still random. That doesn't mean you're going to always get gangbusters stuff, but being in the highest loot tier means you do have the highest potential. And you can see when I'm in the loot tier level 6, I got 21 experience tomes. And all my other loot is lowered as well. But when I did the 100% loot tier, I got, I believe, the maximum possible loot, with the exception of a few of the random things, like the treaties, which are very valuable. Okay, you need that to upgrade your rally center. Silver keys, for example, didn't get any of those. But some of that stuff is just random, okay? Being in that highest loot tier, guaranteed, is really good. But that's not the only tip that I've got for you in this video. So if you're getting value so far, do me a huge favor, throw a like on here. Consider subscribing to the channel, because this is just the freaking beginning, baby. No. Let's talk about how you get extra loot from your Darkling Fort. Here, you can see I pulled down an extra 500 tactics manuals and one little loot crate. And it ain't much, but it's got either 5,000 gold, wood, 3,750 ore, or 2,500 mana. And I got that on every single Darkling Fort, above and beyond what you would normally get from a Darkling Fort, which is only the loot you see here. So how is it that I'm getting extra loot on Darkling Forts? Well, it turns out that the peacekeeping talents do have a special role. And if you are in a state of relative peace in your server, and you want to potentially spend some gems, I know, kind of sucks to switch your talents around to go into a peacekeeping build, or if you plan this very well from the start of your season, once you reach a high enough level where you can get predestination, you're going to get 5 extra level 1 tactics manuals when you defeat Darklings and Dark Creatures. But it doesn't say Darkling Forts, but it looks like in the reports, I'm also getting them for Darkling Forts, which is pretty cool. And on top of that, boom, War Trophy. extra resources when you defeat Darklings and Dark Creatures. Yes, I want more resources. Absolutely. I mean, every time I run around and battle some Darklings, I'm picking up an extra 20,000 experience in tomes, which I can put on any hero I want, and like 200,000 gold, roughly. You know, if all the tokens landed on gold, which of course they don't, they're random, but you get the idea. It's pretty freaking sweet. And I drain my command point bar multiple times per day, right? Like twice a day, which means over the course of the day, I think if I've done this math right, I'm pulling down something like 40,000 experience in tomes, and also, 400,000 gold, which is pretty good. But even if that math is wrong, okay, I'll update that in the pinned comment, as well as the sort of hack I gave you in the beginning, in case that does get patched out and the developers don't want you to be able to do that. I'll update the pinned comment so you know, like, hey, why is this not working, okay? And this is not all, though, okay? Because if you go out and you battle Darklings, not only are you getting all this extra experience, but we can see this in the report. The experience and resources are present. And there's a bunch of things that I think you may not know about this that I want you to know, which is that how do you gain experience in this game? When you bring a secondary hero known as a deputy, instead of getting the full amount of experience onto one hero, they now take the total experience, cut it in half, and split it across the two heroes. So you can see Lilia is getting half the experience and Velen is getting half the experience. Now, in a perfect world, you're mostly just using heroes for battling Darklings that you will then use to battle other players, because you want to put levels onto your combat-related heroes. This is very, very important. So when you battle your Darklings, in a perfect world, you would use entirely Peacekeeper primaries so that you're getting the extra tactics manuals, so that you're getting the extra resources, because every hero combination, every march you bring out into the field that has those peacekeeping talents will give you those extra rewards when you battle a Darkling. Now, in case you didn't know, when you fight a Darkling with multiple marches, every march gets loot, okay? It's not the same amount of loot. For one march versus 5 marches, you get 5 times the loot if you bring 5 marches, okay? That means 5x the Peacekeepers is really good. Now, there aren't 5 Peacekeepers. Here are your options. You've got Lilia as a Peacekeeper, and I'm going to click through every one so I don't miss it, except, okay, the Gatherers, we know we can skip those, right? There are not many freaking Peacekeepers, okay? Not Garwood, but Nika is a Peacekeeper. She is an infantry hero, so if you were bringing an infantry hero, or theoretically, I suppose you could sneak in physical damage Kanara as a secondary, and like it wouldn't be great, but they're just Darklings, who cares? So you could use Nika to power level in this way as well. If we continue through the list, like, man, there just aren't many. You've got Gwanwen, very solid Peacekeeper, if you wanted to use her for getting this extra loot and also your PvPing with her. And then Eliana, who I mentioned that, you know, as a free-to-play player would be a good hero to work on because you know you can expertise her quickly, and she's very versatile. You can move her to whichever march you want, but you'd use her as a secondary, right? Which means you could put peacekeeping talents on her and also be using her to sort of power level a hero of your choice, and also be getting those extra tactics manuals and resources. The other hero who is going to become available soon in Gold Keys is your peacekeeping Bakshi. So if you wanted to work on cavalry, okay, you could use Bakshi primary and then maybe power level Alistair or Emrys if that's the route that you were going. Madeline is not a peacekeeper, so GG on that one. But you could try to have and make a plan at the start of your season for all these peacekeepers to eventually, when they get high enough level, be able to then go and use those talents. Now, unfortunately, however, once you hit level 60, the experience is still halved. It's cut in half, okay, between the two heroes. So even when Lily hits level 60, tragically, Velen will only still get 11,800 experience, even though technically he's the only one that qualifies for gaining experience. So the weirdness of this trick is that you should start using it as soon as your hero is high enough level to actually get the talent points for giving you extra tactics manuals. And you need to stop using that hero for Darklings when they hit level 60, because at that point, they don't actually get any value. So yeah, I mean, total waste at that point to continue to use them as a primary, right? So I will bench Lilia for battling Darklings very soon, because once I hit level 60, GG, I'll need to bring out some other hero and come up with some other plan. So you should definitely take advantage of this in the short window where you can, where you're not fighting, you're not max level with your Peacekeepers yet. And this, by the way, is really good justification for not putting too many experience tomes into your Peacekeepers. Because once they hit 60, you should stop using them. But that sucks because they have really cool talents that you want to be taking advantage of. So keep all of that in mind as you're leveling up your heroes in Call of Dragons. By the way, one other sneaky little trick, okay? It's very simple. You may have already figured this out yourself, but when you're looking to battle Darklings, you obviously want to fight the highest level Darkling. They give the most experience. But new Darklings will be released higher and higher levels as your season progresses. If you want to know when a new Darkling level is going to show up, you click the little lock button and it'll say on your screen, look, it says in the center, higher level Darklings will be unlocked in 2 days, 21 hours. Okay, well, that's a long time from now. But as you get closer to a new Darkling level coming out, you want to wait and accumulate a full command bar of that sweet, sweet green stuff, so that when the new Darkling drops at reset on whatever day that is, you are nearly full on your command points. And then you can battle the higher level Darklings. It'll take probably 15 to 20 minutes before they really start to spawn in after that, you know, time where they can start to spawn. And you'll even do a search and you'll be like, dude, it's telling me there are none here. So it'll take like 10 or 15 minutes after that additional time that they say, hey, the new spawn is coming. But you should have a full bar of your green stuff to be ready for that and then battle the higher level ones to get more experience, because it's the same amount of command points for more experience. That's a huge win. You want a full bar when those drop. Now, look, we're still really early into the game, okay? We're literally weeks into the season. So if any of this changes, I will definitely leave an update in the pinned comment. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Did you not get value from this video? Do me a huge favor. Do me the honor, in fact, of tossing a like on the video. And if you're looking for more content just like this, designed to dramatically level up your game, I have several videos for you, and there will be cards in the end screen. One is going to be my overall hero tier list. If you want to know which heroes are the freaking best, yes, sir, I can give you that information. That'll be in the end. And also, if you're wondering, okay, but which ones should I invest in and plan for if I'm free to play or pay to win at the start of the game? Card will be in the end screen for that as well.